Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome to my live real talk with your girl, Lady D. Yes, I am surprised that I am on here today because wow, last night was a lot. I thought that I was not going to even shake it off. The stuff that had went on, on that show of Love and Marriage in Huntsville, which was season 6, Ep.5. I mean, guys, that was a lot, and we're gonna and still we can go ahead and comb into it. This right here is a spare of a moment live. I was not planning on coming on, so I'm gonna go ahead and just continue with my commentary, which I didn't really set it up like I had wanted to. I wanted to go ahead and, put up more clips so you guys can see my point of view of where I'm going with this right here. But this right here, guys, this was a lot. It was a little too much for even me, because like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about the kids, and it's just like you so caught up in your feelings, these which they supposed to be co-parenting, but they so caught up in their feelings where they forget that about the kids, and like I said, they're going to pay for it because like I say, kids may not come out verbally and say anything, but kids are like sponges, and what they are do is they would hold all that stuff in, and once they get to a certain age, you wondering why these kids are standoffish, because they had pretty much kept in all the stuff that these grown folks had went out and put on these kids. So I want to go ahead and talk about it a little more because to me that was a little too much, especially when kids are involved, and it could go both ways. All I'm going by, and like I said, I don't know if it's facts or whatever is alleged, and like I say, everything that I do on here is pretty much for entertainment purpose only, which like I say, this is a sad day, but I got to do what I got to do, okay? But when Martel had went to the birthday parties for the girls, I felt like once he was in, they should have just let it just ride because like I said, at the end of the day, it was not about them, it was about the kids, and I'm pretty sure that the kids they were very happy to see their dad, which we already know that Sheree World, she's a YouTuber, have a very huge platform, that she already had put out the receipts, that the kids went ahead and contact their dad saying that their mom was okay of their dad, coming over to their little party. But I want to go ahead and I want to go way back. I want to talk about some stuff that had happened way back where you remember. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull it up so we can see exactly where I'm going with this. You remember when they all had took the trip to Destiny. And I want to go ahead and talk about this right here because I want you guys to see just a little clip of the conversation that Melanie she had with her mom. And before I continue with it, let's go ahead and play this little small clip right here. And I'm going to let you know exactly how I'm going to be able to go ahead and tie all this in together. Okay, so let me go ahead and play this right here.
I told,
I don't know if you can hear it.
and I told Mark his, his book is very yeah.
Martel mentioned to me that he's doing like a book signing with the kids. He got a booth or something.
Yeah, he told me yesterday.
So he wants to take the oldest three with him for that. So I told him, this is my week, of course, but I told him that was fine. And that's my thing. I don't even mind um, recognizing situations that
So let me go ahead and stop it right here. Let me
I think you
stop it
guys are
right
going to be
here.
great,
This right here is
you
an
know, at
old
co-parenting,
clip right here. Let me see if I can stop
because
it
the one thing all of us have.
because look like my live just take a turn of its own. So let me stop it right here. This is Melanie was talking to her mom, and she was talking about Martel when he had that book signing, and Melanie had told Martel that it was fine that the kids can be a part of that book signing. And we know how that had played out because right there, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to paint a scenario where you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Melody, she told Martel back then that the kids, can come to the book signing. Now, this is what she said right here, and you heard her. I don't know if you guys, can, understand because of, this little clip that I'm playing. But just go and check out the that video. That video. Go and check it out, and you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about when they all was in Biloxi. So Melody told Martel that he can go ahead and take three of the kids to the book signing. And we all know how it all played out. That Melody, she reneged on it. She decided that, she would rather have her kids, as she say, go to a funeral because one of her loved ones had passed. Now, if you're a child, especially at that age, that you don't want to bring your kids to a funeral, and the kids don't even want to be in that because you don't want to put all those memories, and nightmares, of a dead body or whatever, because that's how kids look at it. I know, when I was a kid, that's how I look at it. But Mel decided to not allow her kids to go to that book signing when we know that they had played that episode on the show that the kids was nowhere there at their book signing. Mel decided that she did not want her kids to be a part of their own book signing. So what I'm trying to get you guys to say, what I'm trying to get you guys to see is, if Mel decided to renege on that book signing, who to say that she reneged on Martel coming to the skating rink party? Maybe she told the kids that their dad couldn't go, because I don't think that the kids gonna just come out and just lie. And then she decided that she does not want Martel there. And to me, that right there is like, you giving this person mixed signals. And that's right there. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, but that's also signs of narcissists as well, which we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Because you cannot sit there and tell someone that they can have the children, even though on that clip right there, which you may not could hear it real good, Melanie said that she wanted to go, and she wanted to co-parent. Let me see if I can play it on instead of playing the video, I'm gonna play it on my phone so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, right here, Mel did say, because she told her mom that it was okay. It was okay for Martel to take the kids to the book signing. And we know exactly how it went ahead and turned out. Let me go ahead and play it and start it all over.
I told, and I told Martel, that his book is very well written.
Yeah. Martel mentioned to me that he's doing like a book signing with the kids. He got a booth or something.
Yeah, he told me yesterday.
So he wanted to take the oldest three with him for that. So I told him, this is my week, of course, but I told him that was fine.
So Melody has said to her mom that she had told Martel that it was her week, but it was fine. She gave him the go to get the kids. And we all know, like I said, how it all played out. So let me see if I can load this music down so you guys can hear it good. Make sure you can hear it good. Because this is a spare of the moment that I decided to come on. I wasn't even planning or anything. I just came on because, like I said, we cannot use our kids as pawns. Kids should not be nowhere in the middle of grown folks' fight. So let me go ahead and continue playing this right here. And go ahead and check out this clip right here so you guys can see for yourself.
Compromising in situations like that.
I think you guys are going to be great, at co-parent.
Hold on, hold on. And Mel's mom said you guys gonna be great as co-parenting. Let me play it
This is
over.
my week, of course, but I told him that was fine. And that's my thing. I don't even mind compromising in situations like that.
I think you guys are going to be great, at co-parenting. Because the one thing all of us have in common is 4 amazing babies that we all love. And just, being here, all of us being here together again, I think it was good for all of us, not just for the kids, to sort of have some kind of closure and healing.
Now, last night, I was a little surprised that Martel had gotten us a table. Duo table.
I was surprised that we were all separated.
Me too. I was like, now wait a minute, now what is this?
He said he had something to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, he was just talking, apologizing, and, talking. But I will say what I learned from that conversation is, in order for us to be at a, decent place where we're able to be cordial, it's better for us not to discuss things from the past.
And you see right there, I don't know if you guys heard this right here, but the mom, she was happy at that gathering when they all was in Biloxi. I think it was in Biloxi, Florida, or when it was on a vacation. Pensacola, yes, because that's not too far where I'm at. But they all was happy under one roof. And right there on this clip right here, Melanie had told her mom that, she all for it when it comes to co-parenting, because pretty much at that time they decide to, to put down all that pettiness, all the stuff that happened between them two and make it about their kids. So how did she sit there and she say that she was willing to go ahead and let it go, but she's still sitting there? It's like she's still reliving it. Now she just said that she does not want to keep reliving the past. So let me go ahead and play it again, because you see some people that's watching this show right here, I don't know what show that they are watching. It's like we all are watching 2 different shows, or people just plain buys. That's exactly how I see it. But let me go ahead and play it again.
It's better for us not to discuss things from the past, because that
Because
kind
it
of,
just ignites.
it doesn't work. So, he kind of kept saying, I wish I knew what I wasn't doing, or what I wasn't, or what I was doing to make you feel a certain way when we were together. So that brought up, if you're asking, I'll start engaging with you to get to so I'll answer it. And that kind of didn't go too well. And, I don't really like to be in that, things where things aren't going well. So it was like, okay. So I think just going forward, let's not even worry about what did happen, what should have happened, what could have happened, whatever, because it doesn't leave a good space between us.
Right. He doesn't have to take accountability for anything, just change the behavior moving forward. Because like you said, talking about what's happened in the past, we talk about triggers. Something that you talk about is gonna trigger you.
And their mom, they talked about it. They talked about it when it was on their vacation, saying that they was not going to talk about what ever happened in the past, because all that does, it trigger things. It just bring back bad memories. So what I'm trying to let you guys see, is that if Melanie had decided to go and let all this go back then, why she's keep reliving it? And what makes you guys think that Melanie didn't change her mind in the last minute and decided that, she had something to go ahead and trigger her, where she decided that, oh, I'm not going to go ahead and let Martel come, to the party. So, like I said there and say, guys, this right here, you got to go ahead and you have to weigh it out. Weigh it out. You have to look at the bigger picture, because it's a lot of stuff that does not make no sense. Because I don't think, just like I said, that the kid's going to just come out and lie. They're not going to lie like that. And also, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this down right here, because for some reason you guys couldn't hear it real good. But make sure you go ahead and check this out. So I want to go ahead and talk about this right here. You remember the fight that they had in front of Destiny's business, Madonna. You remember the fight with Melanie and Miss Wanda. Now, I want to go ahead and back this up. I was trying to find the clip, but I could not find the clip when Melanie went to Martel's house and told Martel that Miss Wanda was putting her mouth on their kids, which that's what got all this stuff right here, what you see right now, going. Because Melanie brought to Martel all that stuff that she had happened. Now she felt like Martel should have known that what was going on when it was mess, because she felt like she couldn't fight that battle by herself, where she needed to go ahead and get Martel in the mix of it, which we already know. Martel, he confronted Miss Wanda, he backed up his ex-wife, and he was, him and Marcel looked like they was about to fight over some stuff like that. So what I'm trying to get you guys to see is that Melanie, she knows exactly how to trigger, how to get Martel, to do exactly what she want him to do when she want him. And when she feel like she don't feel like using him, then she's going to make him look like he's the bad guy, he's the crazy guy. Now, it was all right for Melanie to go and knock on Martel's door and sit on his sofa and talk about some mess that Miss Wanda had ran with when it came to the baby, talking about the hair, which to me, that is petty. It is much petty than she not allowing Martel to participate in those kids' birthday. Now, why was she, and I'm trying to get you guys to see it, and I'm going to keep repeating it, why was it okay to bring that drama about the child's hair and the child is not for Martel when she know that the child is for Martel? Why did she bring that drama to Martel to start off all that stuff that happened between Destiny and Miss Wanda and that big showdown that they did? Why was it okay to get Martel involved with that? But now that the children have a birthday party, you wanted to go ahead and make a big scene where you wanted to go and throw Martel out. So all I'm just saying right now, guys, is just, let's reason together. Let's make it make sense. Because it does not make sense at all. To me, it's like they know exactly what's trigger each other. And they know if they can use those kids against each other, then they know they can they both can look like a tail, a a-hole. And that's how I see it, guys, because who to say that Melanie didn't tell Martel that he can come? And then at the last minute, just like she did when the book signed, and decided that, she was not going to let the kids show up. So, like I said, a lot of this stuff right here is just playing out for the cameras. That's most likely. That's how I see it. All this stuff right here, is just playing out for the cameras. And let's go ahead and look at the definition. And I'm going to get back to this right here. But let's go ahead and look at the definition when it comes to co-parenting. So this right here, guys, this is the definition for co-parenting. It says share the duty of raising a child, use especially of parents who are separated or not in a relationship. And here's an example right here where it says Michelle stayed on close good terms with him, her husband, over the years as they co-parent their son. So when you consider yourself as co-parenting, even though you and your spouse is not together, you all gonna stay on good terms just for the sake of the kids, because the kids should not be making any sacrifices to make sure that they accommodate and please the family. I mean, the parents. If anything, the parents should be making sacrifice to make sure what is best for the kids. So let's go ahead a little farther. We're going to talk about the legal definition of co-parenting. And it says co-parent is when two parents who are not in a relationship share the parenting duty for their child. Joint legal custody is very common where they're talking about that in Mexico, but it means that both parents must communicate. Do you hear what I said? Right here, it says that both parents must communicate and work together to make joint decisions for their children. And at that age, for the say that the kids are very, very small, they have to communicate because their kids cannot make decisions of their own because the kids are very, very small. So they have to come together and they have to work together. But what I'm trying to get you guys to see is that some of this stuff right here is what you see is narcissist behavior, narcissist co-parenting. That's what you see right here, and not just on one person, to me both, because like I said, it could have turned out a totally different way if egos was not in the mix of it. But if someone invited me to come to my children's party, I'm going to be there. Which, like I said, I'm team right. I wish Martel would have contact Melanie, but Martel said that he couldn't contact Melanie because Melanie, had, not given him, the phone number. But once Melanie had told Martel, to leave, you know, I probably would have just went ahead and left just to sit there and just save face, because you saw at the end where the oldest child, Mariah, I think that's Mariah Malia, where she had looked back and she saw where they was both arguing. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's going to hurt the kids. And what we are trying to do is come to some type of solution, what is best for the kids. So let's go ahead and we're going to get the definition of a narcissist co-parenting. So let's go ahead and get the definition of that. And like I said, guys, in here, I am team right. I do not have a dog in this fight at all. So we're going to look at the definition right here of co-parenting, a narcissist co-parenting, what they do. And right here it says they are often inflexible, defensive, and manage the situation in unhealthy ways. If you are parenting partners is a narcissist, they may ignore, push, or test your boundaries. Or they might parent with less structure, which means right there, less structure is mean that when you guys was both in the house together, y'all had set rules for the kids. But a narcissist co-parent, once they separated, what they would do is they will sit there and forget all the values, everything that you taught your kids and told them what not to do, they gonna allow their kids to do. Just like when last night Melanie had came on live, instead of her, tending to what the kids was doing, she was on live talking to her fans, saying that it had like 13 kids in one room. She shut the door, whatever they break, tear it down, she just gonna go ahead and buy it. But right there is letting you see that she was pretty much breaking all the rules and all the boundaries that they had set for the best of their kids, where she didn't care if they was up all night, the kids playing and breaking up things, long as she was in front of that computer on social media, pretty much fanning the fire. Because like I said, that's what a narcissist do. And I'm going to say allegedly, because like I said there and say, I'm not a psychiatrist at all either. But right here it says they may ignore, and that's exactly what I'm saying, push. So what they're going to do is they're going to make sure that they push the limit, or they will test your boundaries. They're going to go ahead and they're going to test your boundaries. And how they would do it, if they cannot get to you, they're going to get to someone that you love that is close to you. And that's pretty much it's the kids. And that's why I say what they are doing is they are using the kids as pawns, because that's what they do. So by not inviting Martel's kids, not inviting Martel to his kids' party, Melanie knew that she was going to get a reaction from Martel, because she know how it is when Martel, with his kids, especially when it's special days. Tell me what spouse would not want to be a part of those special days, the birthdays, the graduation days, even when the child get married, or give birth. You want to make sure that you on the scene. So I don't see no problem with that, because that's what you call co-parenting. And even if it's on Melanie's day, I already showed you that little small clip where Melanie already reneged when she had agreed that the kids was going to go to their father on a day that it was her day, but it was a book signing. But she felt, that I don't know what came to her mind, that she wanted to go ahead and just stop it, where she didn't want the kids to go to their own book signing. So like I said, guys, what I'm trying to get you guys to see is that you have to look at it both ways. You have to look at it both ways. And also it says, are they my parent with less structure? Which that's what I'm saying, where the kids could be buck wild. Wow, when they go to the other parent house, it's no rules, it's no limit. They just do whatever they want to do. Empathy or respect, then you like. They often get angry when you give them feedback or criticism. They don't even want you to tell them anything, because that's the way of getting back at you. And right here it says, can a parent lose custody for being a narcissist? So let's see what that says. Yes, a parent can lose custody of their child if their narcissistic traits is not managed, and begin to negatively affect their children's physical or emotional well-being. So by having narcissist parents, yes, that can affect those kids. And that's most likely why they had to have a mediator. And I'm glad that they went ahead and had a mediator. And the reason why is because we already know at the end where Melanie, the first thing that she said, she was going to do what? She was going to call the cops. Now we already know how it is when it comes to calling the police, especially when it comes to a black man. We already saw how a lot of that stuff had played out in real life. How you calling on a black man and it does not end well. So, like I sit there and say, it's a lot of stuff that to me is just to just go ahead and trigger a person. It's crossing a lot of boundaries. It's coming because of a very scorned person. That's exactly how I look at it, because you cannot sit there and turn on a person and give them mixed feelings. Then when you feel like you cannot use that person, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to put that person on the shelf or make that person look like they are crazy or they are out of their mind or they are insane. Because I don't believe that, especially a person that's in their right mind is going to, allow someone to, come into their presence. And then when they start having memories and bad thoughts, they gonna sit there and they gonna change. To me, that's telling me right there that person got some issues. That person need therapy. They needs to me, they all need to just go away and just heal. And most likely that's why that show cannot move forward, because no one else can present and show their scene, just like with who that was, Stormy. Nobody's talking about Stormy running a multi-million dollar business. Nobody talking about Letitia and the Scotts running, multi-million dollar business. Everybody's talking about that drama that happened between Melanie and Martel. And the reason why is because they are putting all this stuff, all this anger, all this stuff on the television. And that's what allowed this show to go downhill. That's what allowed this ratings to go low, because no one cannot move forward until they get their issues together. And like I said, at the end of the day, the only ones that's going to get hurt, and that's the kids. Because I feel that if Melody saw how it played out last night, I wouldn't have never came back on social media fanning the fire, because Melody, she took to Twitter and also she took to her Instagram, and this is what she put out. So like I said there and say, these people, all they doing is just putting out this stuff, not knowing that at the end of the day, the only ones that's going to get hurt is the kids. To me, it doesn't make no sense at all. She had put out, Melanie on Twitter, she said, not the father of the year who missed Melani's first birthday because you were, I guess, expecting the one you created during the pandemic a few months after I had Melody. So right there, let me go ahead and read it again. It said not the father of the year. So that's what Melanie, is pretty much being sarcastic, saying the father of the year. And that's what she's calling Martel, who missed Melani's first birthday because you were, I guess, expecting the one you created during the pandemic a few months after I had Melanie. So right there, and this is what Melanie went ahead and put out last night, talking about Martel and his other child with Ariane Curry, talking about Little Knox, talking about the pandemic, I guess how they created Little Knox. So that's just to show you that this right here is some hurt that she just can't let go. Now, mind you, that these people are divorced. These people have been divorced for almost 3 years and separated, Lord knows how long. But yet she's still bringing up something that had happened with her ex, with her ex-husband and his mistress at the time, which I think they now married now. So why would she bring something like this up? That's just to show you that she still have all that she harbored in all that animosity. And that's why she cannot be able to push forward. Because I wouldn't have never went ahead and tweeted this. The reason why you couldn't celebrate your child's birthday because you was with your mistress. You see what I'm saying? So it's just to show you that Melanie, she cannot get past the hurt, which I do understand. I do understand. I would be a very cold-hearted person to come out and say that, I don't understand. But you divorce, things happen. This is a part of life. You just don't let it take you down. And if Melanie says she all about her peace, then it's time for Melanie to just go ahead and move on. That's what divorces is set in place for. Not everything is meant to be a happy ever after. Things happen, things turns. But that does not mean that you have to stop being co-parenting. That does not mean that you have to sit there and turn these kids against their father, which I don't think that would never happen, because we already know that when it comes to Martel kids, he loves his kids and his kids love him. And that's why I'm so glad, instead of Martel sitting there making a bigger tale out of himself, he allowed the court to go ahead and handle it. And I'm not saying that Martel got 50-50, but whatever I'm saying, they got what's best for the kids. So now when they have special events like birthday parties, graduations, or certain other things that the kids have going on, he can be a part of that. They don't have to fight. He don't have to wait and ask permission. Could I come to one of my kids' special events? All he have to do is show up. And that's within his rights. So like I said, guys, when it comes to stuff like this, I just don't understand what some of these people are talking about, which it doesn't matter anymore, because the judge already made the final decision. What's best for the kids. So they can go out there and say that they want to boycott this person. They wants to do this. They wants to do that. But it's not going to work until they get the court papers and see how the judge had decided for this stuff to play out. Even Marcel said no way in the world that him and Tisha would do the same thing that they are doing to each other. Just because you hurt, you want to drag your kids down with it. And I promise you guys, they're going to pay for it. They definitely will pay for it. Look at this right here. Look at this fight right here. Martel had nothing to do with that fight. Martel and Marcel and the Scotts, they get along real good. They don't be beefing with each other, but Martel got in the mix of it because of what Melanie had whispered in his ears. Like I said, she only uses him when she wants to get her point across. Because why would she go to Martel and tell Martel some of this petty stuff? Why? Unless she wanted to get a response, just like you see it right there. And I just wish that Martel would just wake up and stop letting Melanie use her or use him. I hope that he wakes up, because that's all Melanie doing. Melanie, all she's doing is she's using him. She knows exactly what buttons to push. And I don't understand why people don't see it. I don't understand why people don't see it at all. Because like I said, the way that I have landed this plane right here is clear as day. Now, I was going to come and do a video so you guys can see it, because I'm more visual than, my talking points. But I think you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Those that sat there, looking at it, from both sides, and not sitting there trying to take sides. The ones that wants to, seek what's right. because like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about the kids. We have to come to a solution with the kids. And I don't feel that, I don't think that nothing was wrong. Once Martel made it in there, he should have just went ahead and stayed. He should have went ahead and stayed. And like I said, you don't know how, it played out. Did Melody say, just like I said earlier, did Melody say that Martel can come? We know we got receipts that one of the girls had said that mom said it's okay for you to attend. But like I said, it's all about show. It's all about almighty dollars. It's all about a storyline. But it's sad. It's very sad, guys. Very sad when you have to use your kids for a storyline. That is sad. That is horrible. And like I said, what they're gonna do, it's gonna come back and it's gonna bite them in the butt, and that's the bottom line. Because this right here, this was a lot, and the show cannot move on until someone be the bigger person and say enough is enough. Which most likely, that's why they went ahead and got Sheree to come on. Because if you wouldn't have brought someone for Martel, then you're not going to have these type of problems. Now he can be able to give his attention to somebody else, instead of Melanie going around saying that Martel is sending her flowers, Martel is running after her, Martel want her. And like I said, it's all about what they want, not about what the kids want, what's best for the kids. But like they say, hurt people, and that's the bottom line. But now that Sheree is coming on it, and whoever this had decided to go ahead and put that together, like I said, I bow down to them. I salute them, because you needed someone on, that was strong to handle all the stuff that's going on, in order for them to be able to push this show to where they plan. Because you're not going to be able to push this show back to how they started off, as the entrepreneurs of Huntsville, unless you face this big elephant in the room. And maybe that's how they're going to face it. That's how they're going to put it back on track, by getting Martel involved in somebody else, where you won't have to see Martel and Melanie fighting with each other. And everybody sit there and say, if Melanie and leave the show, then it's not going to be a show. All it is to right now is them still fighting over something that they should have long let go and moved on. So I'm glad that this is happening like that. I'm really glad that it's happening like this, where now Martel can go on and he can date, do whatever he want to do. Which, like I said, I thought, and we all know, I already had called it out the minute when I saw it. It was a publicity stunt, but it's a good stunt. Because like I said, when it comes to Sheree Whitfield, she's seasoned. She's been a part of Real Housewives of Atlanta for almost 13 years, in and out. So she knows the pros and the cons when it comes to stuff like this. She knows how to handle people that tries to come to her way with all that shit. She knows how to handle all that. So like I said, if that's the way to go ahead and clean up his image, then so let it be. How you doing, Logical? I see Logical is in the house. Good evening, Lady D. Did you try emailing me? Because I saw where someone had emailed me, and I respond back. But I don't know if someone must have saw when I told you to email and they went ahead and did it. But I did respond back to you. But yeah, I want you to go back to the video from the beginning when I started, so you can see how back then, where Melanie had told Martel that he can have the kids to go to the book signing. And then she decided that she didn't want the kids to go to the book signing because she felt that the kids was better off going with her at a funeral. So what I'm trying to do is compare the two together. If Melanie went ahead and reneged back then, what makes you think that she didn't renege when it came to Martel going to the kids' birthday party? So, like I say, Melanie plays a lot in all this stuff that's going on. Logical said, "I'm good. Just got done cooking dinner." Okay, yeah. Well, I'm finished. I had cooked earlier, but yeah, I'm just trying to let you guys see that if you saying that you're going to, yeah, okay. If you saying that you going to let something go, and when Melanie was talking to her mom when they was on the vacation, that they was going to go ahead and let it go and just be good parents, and they was not going to talk about the past because all it's going to do is lead to other stuff, then why is she digging up all those dead bones? Why is she still sitting there living it out today? Like I said, it doesn't make no sense at all. Logical said, yes, I will start from the beginning. No, I did not get the email that last I looked, but we'll check again. Okay. Yeah, because I did email you back. I saw someone has said they were setting up their email. They had a hard time setting up their email. I did see where someone had said that. But yeah, what do you think about that, Logical? How back then when Martel had the kids, when he wanted the kids to come to the book signing and they didn't show up. But yet Melanie did say to Martel that she was going to have the kids there, but the kids didn't show up because most likely she was caught up in her feelings of something else. So what do you think about that? And what I'm trying to do is let you guys see that maybe it's a possibility that Melody did say that Martel can come to the kids' party. And then at the last minute, she went ahead and she reneged because she was thinking about some kind of past hurt. But like I said, a lot of this stuff right here, is just to use this as a storyline. That's just how I look at it, you know. But at the end of the day, the only ones that's going to get hurt and that's the kids, and that's real talk. Because a lot of stuff that really does not make no sense. I don't know what it is, but at the end of the day, the only ones that's going to get hurt is the kids, because there's another question: how children, their trauma, all the stuff that's happening, all this stuff right here is going to impact those kids when they get an adult. That stuff is going to follow these kids until they get to adult. I don't care how much therapy, whatever you sit there and you tell those kids, when you trying to keep these kids, especially from their dad, their loved ones, and you could tell that those kids, they are daddies. You, especially the oldest one, they love their dad. That's daddy's girls, and that's going to affect those kids. All that's this stuff right here is nothing but a bunch of generational curses. That's all it is. A logical say, yes, she went to her hometown for a funeral instead of letting them go to the book signing. And the thing about it, I played the little small clip. She told her mom, let me see if I can go ahead and play it again. She told her mom that, she was going to go ahead and let all this go, that she was going to co-parent. And we already know when they was on their vacation in Pensacola, Florida, we already know that they was having a good time. They all was enjoying each other. The kids was reading their book to the parents. They all was having a good time. And soon in a minute that Melanie came off of her vacation, she turned back to this bitter Betty. Guys, that does not make no sense at all. You remember this right here? I'm not gonna play the audio because for some reason I'm having a hard problem.
Us being here together again.
A
I
hard
think it was
time.
good.
Let me see if y'all
All
can
of
hear
us,
it.
not just for the kids.
Yeah,
and healing.
for sure. Now, last night, I was a little surprised that Martel had gotten us a
Let me stop it
table
right here because for some reason,
duo.
yeah, y'all remember that scene right here. Let me see if I can play the video by the phone because for some reason, it's not. Let me play it right here. And see, that's right. This is what I'm saying right here. What she's doing is she's giving mixed signals. She only want to use him when it's benefit for her. And I'm going to tell legend, but it does come across, and I'm not just saying her, I'm just talking in general. It comes across as a narcissist. I really think during the trip to Destin, yeah, Destin, Florida, it's when Melanie found out Martel was dating Sheree. Okay, I didn't know that. That's something new right there to me. But yeah, you remember the video? Let me see if I can play it again so you guys can hear it.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I got my book. I went to Canada. I actually my young friend Martel.
So right here is the kids are reading to the parents their book.
And I told Martel, that his book is very well written. Yeah.
Martel mentioned to me that he's doing like a book signing with the kids. He got a booth or something.
Yeah, he told me yesterday.
So he wanted to take the oldest three with him for that. So I told him, this is my week, of course, but I told him that was fine. And it's my thing. I don't even mind compromising in situations like that.
I think you guys are going to be great, at co-parenting. Because the one thing all of us have in common is four amazing babies that we all love. And just, being here, all of us being here together again, I think it was good for all of us, not just for the kids, to sort of have some kind of closure and healing.
Now, last night, I was a little surprised that Martel had gotten us a duo table.
I was surprised that we were all separated.
Me too. I was like, now wait a minute, now what is this?
He said he had something he wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, he was just talking, apologizing and talking. But I will say what I learned from that conversation is, in order for us to be at a decent place where we're able to be cordial, it's better for us not to discuss things from the past.
Now, right there, did you hear that logical? Where she's saying in order for them to be better co-parent, it's best for them to not discuss anything from the past. So if she's saying all that, why is she still reminiscing over the stuff that's in the past? Why is she using all of her hurt to get back at Martel with the kids? So the ones that's going around trying to get Martel off the show and Carlas King off the show, I don't think that they seen the bigger picture. They don't see how Melanie is out there adding more fuel to the fire. They don't see how Melanie is not the one. She's the one that she cannot move past all of her hurt. Because if she is not hurting, why last night? Did you see that tweet? I didn't put it on here, but did you see that tweet last night where Melanie is still talking about all the stuff that happened with Martel and Ariane Curry, talking about the pandemic, how they had little knocks during that time. She didn't come out verbatim to say that, but we know who she's talking about. When she said instead of Martel going to Melania's party, he was out there with Ariane Curry. So why is she still bringing up that? Why don't they sit there and just let go of all the stuff that had happened between them two and just think about what is best for the kids? That's all I'm saying. Yes, because she has to keep her fan base on board. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Logic said yes, because she has to keep her fan base on board, her trauma trained base on cheating. She has to treat him bad. Oh, they will not support her. Yes, absolutely. And that's exactly what it is, because you and I, we talked about it last night. We talked about all this last night. We were saying that Martel was saying, what is going on? Why is Melanie acting the way that she's acting? The only thing that he can think of is because she's doing it for her fan base. She's doing it for to keep these people supporting her. Because she know if she decide to be cool with her dad, her father's children, then these trolls or whatever you call these people, because they are very vicious, they're gonna turn on her. Anybody that sat there and start liking Martel or people that they don't like, then they're gonna turn on these people. And that's why they want to go and sign a petition. But if anybody needs to sign a petition, we should sign a petition as well. Because first of all, Melanie is the one that pitched this show and put it on air for everybody to pick it apart anyway. That's how I look at it. Logic said Mel is their hero. If she treat him well, they will not support her and buy her products. Absolutely. Martel said it too. For her fan base, they have her, and I do not feel sorry for her. And that's sad. That's sad. That is sad. Where you held pretty much Melanie went ahead and sold her soul. Pretty much, she sold her soul because she cannot get past of doing anything that's going to benefit and make her kids happy without sitting there coming against her fans. So you might as well have sat there and say she sold her soul. Melanie went ahead and she sold her soul. And that's the reason why she's fanning to these fans, coming out instead of her sitting there seeing what her kids are doing upstairs. She's on social media talking to these bloggers. The only one, you didn't see the rest of them coming on and talking about all the stuff that was going on. But just like they say, a hit dog will holler. And like I say, guys, in here is real talk. If you guys could show me something else different, then please show me. Because this is not the first time that Melanie decided to allow Martel in an event or participate in anything, or the kids. It's not the first time. She did it before. So if she did it before, what makes you think that she didn't do it again? And I don't think these kids are going to come out and lie. I don't think so. Not at all. Logic said, any man she gets, they will dog. If she ever get another man, they will take him apart as well. Yes, she has sold her soul to her fans. The fans control Melanie. Yes. And the fans was trying to control this show, period. That's why they would go and slum on these people's page, try to dox these people, go and threaten these people business, because they was trying to control this show. But I'm so glad that Carlas King, he woke up and he see the bigger picture, and he see that it's not what, he thought it was, because he even said himself that, he was banking on Melanie, putting all his eggs in one basket. If you putting your eggs in one basket and you banking on Melanie, then I promise you, the show is the ratings going to go down, as you can see. But now that they seen a bigger picture and seeing that Melanie is the type of person that she would throw the rock and she would hide her hand. How are you going to say that you are in a peaceful state when you are the ones that's doing the most? You are the one that is stirring the pot. You are the one that is in the mix of everything. Because if I was in some type of peaceful place, as she says she is, then I would have said, the dad is here. I'm not for this drama. Just let him stay. Just let him stay. That's what I would have done. That's just to show you, I don't even think that Melanie even want Martel. What I think is that Melanie, she loves money. It's all about money. All this right here is all about money. And it got to be all about money. Because why would she pitch this show knowing that her marriage was pretty much, it was done? Why? Why would she do that? Knowing that it was pretty much done. But like I said before, and we talked about it, logical, pain for gain. She took her pain and she sat there and she profited off of her pain. That's what Melanie did. She profited off her pain. Pain for gain. But like I said, you'll never get no rest for that, because the same way that you got it, it's the same way that you got to keep it. And that's why her fans is not going to let off of her. So in a minute she try to do any change, anything different, her fans is going to stop supporting her. That's why I tell you guys all the time, you have to be careful who holding your ladder. Because the same ones that seen you going up there, it's the same ones that's going to shake your butt right off of it. So like I said, if you got to get anything from the back door, I wouldn't want it if it didn't come from the front door. And that's real talk. Logic says, and it is in the custody document that can attend the special events of their children. That's why she did not call the police. She knew it in the custody documents that he can attend special events. And I'm so glad, like I sit there and say, I'm so glad that Sheree World and her husband went ahead and dropped this before that show came on. Because if Sheree wouldn't have dropped those receipts, we would have ran with that false narrative. We would have ran with that false narrative. Sheree wouldn't have dropped that receipt. We would have ran with that false narrative. Because that's what they wanted us to believe. They wanted to believe that Martel was crazy. Martel showed up uninvited. They wanted to paint that picture, but it backfired because, like they say, you never win playing dirty. What goes around is going to come around. And that right there blew up in her face. And that's why she ran to social media last night, trying to save face with her fans. Logic says the thing is, when this show is over, her fan base may drop off. Yeah, because they are the ones that's sitting there breathing all this toxicity into her. And she figured, oh, because she's getting paid off it, then she gonna keep pushing it. But girl, what goes up must come down. Right here, Logic say the things is when the show is over, her fan base must drop off, or she can keep them on board through social media. Yes, trauma bond females that will hold her to the fire. Yes, they're going to hold her to the fire. And just like Martel said there, he even confused. Because what she's trying to do is she's trying to be cool with her fan base. But that's just the nature of the beast. You don't see the Scots sitting there catering to the fan base. With them, you damn if you do and you damn if you don't. They're going to tell you that. But Melanie, she got to keep that facade. She got to keep it going now. She got to keep it going because she fed into that monsters. She fed into those monsters. Yes, the lie would continue without those documents. Yeah, that lie would continue. And that's why I say, shout out to Sheree World. And you know that I don't really follow these bloggers. I say what I got to say and then I leave. You know, to me, this right here is my therapy. Even if I got to talk by myself, but I think that I got logical and I got Queenie, I got good supporters that's going to engage with me. But this is my therapy. I come on, I tell the truth. I ain't got nothing to lie. I don't even know these people. These people probably see me walking on the street on fire, probably wouldn't even pee on me and try to put the fire out. So I don't know these people, but I know the truth. I stand on the truth. And I'm going to call it like it is. Yep, they feed off of her mess with Martel. Yes, this is why if she need another man, she has to keep them on the low because her fan base will take apart any man that she is ever with. Absolutely, because even Carlas said they say, you gonna bring your boo on the show? She said no. Now they had a problem with Destiny. They say Destiny need to bring her boo on the show, but yet Melanie, they don't. They say Melanie, Melanie say I'm not gonna bring him on the show. Why is that? Because she know that these fan base going to get involved in that too. They going to control that as well. These fan base, they control your life, Melanie. So you got to figure out how to go ahead and shake them grave clothes off. Because, honey, they going to control everything about you until they try to suffocate you. And that's exactly what they are doing, because most of them that's attached to her, they are attached because of trauma, because they was hurt. Some man sit there and hurt them, bitter Betties. So all that energy, all that intoxicity, so she can have all the peace, all the whatever she want to go away with. That's still gonna follow her. Those dark demons still gonna follow her, because how she got it, she bit off a lie. All this stuff is built, and she bit off a lie, and that's real talk. So, like I said, what goes around comes around, and this is exactly what you see right here. Yes, the truth would never garner many black women listeners. They live in their own fantasy world with Melanie. Yes, any man, they will look into him and wear him out. But any little thing, absolutely. And that's why she's not going to bring him out. And that's why she can't move forward. She can't move forward because they pretty much control her life. Pretty much was controlling that show until Carlas King sat there and decided to go ahead and put his foot down, and that's why they want to go and try to boycott him now. But like I say, it is what it is. But last night, man, it was a lot. It was a lot last night. It was just a little too much for me, you know. But like I said, I see the bigger picture now. I see the bigger picture. And it's so sad when you got, you know, narcissists in your family. It's so sad when they rather worry about themselves than worry about what's best for the kids. But like I said, it's gonna come back and it's gonna harm them. It's gonna bite them in the butt. So Elijah, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Try to see if you can email me again, and we're gonna go ahead and talk so we can see what we're gonna go ahead and do. But yeah, I had to come on and talk about it because this right here, like I said last night, it just was a little too much. But I believe once I believe now that we know the truth, we know who is the common denominator of all this stuff, and now that that snake has been revealed, it has been exposed. I don't think that it's gonna be they're gonna get away with it anymore. I think that's it, and I'm ready to see. You know, if they're gonna move this show forward, I'm ready to see it move forward. If not, they might as well go ahead and revamp. Scott's go ahead and get a spinoff, and just let Martel go to Real Housewives of Atlanta because I'm pretty sure that he's welcome to go because they all know the truth. Like I said, okay, great. I will try again. It's a new email. Yeah, I think you did email me. I did, and I emailed you back. You probably didn't receive it. I think you yeah, because you did say when you emailed me that it was a new account. So I think you did. But I did have emailed you back. Try it again and I'm gonna see. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it up. But like I said, in here is real talk, unapologetic and unbiased. I don't know these people from a can of paint. All I can do is call it as I see it. So, guys, you all have a good day. I'm gonna go and see if I can watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, which I don't know if I'm gonna post about that because this right here is a little too much for me right here. Yes, it would take a minute to get approved. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Thank you, Elijah. Y'all guys have a nice day. Talk to you guys later.